Voices Radio.
Hey, it's Maria Hanlon. I'm here in the Voices podcast studio and I spoke to Conor McTernan, who is the Senior Partnerships, Marketing and Programme Manager at AVA Festival. Enjoy the chat. So Conor, thank you so much for swinging by. I know this is such a busy week for you with AVA just around the corner, but it's good that we could get this in the diary and chat.
Yeah, thanks Maria. Happy to be here.
Thanks for coming by. So in case people don't know, what is AVA?
So AVA stands for Audiovisual Arts. We create festivals. AVA started in Belfast in 2015, so we had our 10th birthday last year. So the two main events we do are AVA Belfast and AVA London, which are two very different beasts. AVA London we've been running for 8 years. That's the one that's happening next week. It's a 3-day music conference and multi-venue takeover of some of London's greatest clubs.
I'm so excited to come. And have you been there since the very start?
No, I joined in 2021, so right after the pandemic. Sarah, who's our founder, is from Belfast, and Emmett, who's our programmer, he's been there since almost the very beginning. But yeah, we're a very tightly knit team, mainly Irish people, and most of us are actually based in London, but we have people in Belfast and staff who kind of like come in for our events from different places.
Love that. I actually spoke to Sarah this time last year, right before the event. We managed to nab her and she was so great. She gave us all the background, the story of it, and it's been such a journey. I feel like she's really created something special with the team and it's great to see. Yeah,
Sarah's the best. She's our founder. She's got the vision. She's our guiding light for everything that happens at AVA.
Oh, I love that. She'll love. You can clip that bit up. She'll be like, yes, love that. And then talk me through your role, Conor. So what does your sort of day-to-day entail?
So I lead on the conference programming, which is coming up next week. But my main role throughout the year is leading the marketing team, leading on all the programming, and then leading all of our partnerships, so media partnerships and brand partnerships.
A very important job.
Yeah, so and three jobs in one.
Oh my gosh. And how do you approach the programming for something as big as AVA? So for example, AVA London, what's kind of your starting point each year when you're curating the festival?
I think with the conference, we're usually planning next year already. We'll be having some of the bigger conversations with the keynote speakers. So it usually starts with the keynotes. So trying to get a couple of big people. Sometimes the conversations will have been happening for a while. Sometimes they'll just pop up through an introduction or even at AVA itself, which is nice. So yeah, usually about a year out. So once this event ends, we'll start planning. We already are planning next year.
It just goes straight onto I asked Sarah that as well, and she was like, sometimes you guys go to a festival or like go on holiday for a week and then it's kind of back to it, just straight back to it. There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
So talk to me a bit about how the actual AVA London runs. So it's 3 days and a night split between a conference and a club session. So yeah, talk me through how each day works.
Yeah, so the format is the conference takes place at the British Library on Thursday and Friday. So we've got 2 full days of programming in the Knowledge Centre, which is their conference centre on site. It's a beautiful listed building. We've got keynotes from the likes of Underworld, FKA Twigs, Jarvis Cocker, Monroe Bergdorf, many more.
Huge names.
We're really happy with this year's programme. So that's across 2 days, and there's about 30 sessions across 4 to 5 rooms. There's workshops, masterclasses, panels, keynotes, and lots of opportunities for people getting into the music industry to come and network and meet people.
Yeah, I've been there for the past 2 years and it's so fun. It's always such a good time. And then you're also, for the club side, you're taking over 3 of London's iconic clubs, Earth Hackney, The Cause and Here Outnet. So why did those spaces feel like the right fit for the club night?
So we used to happen at Printworks for several years, and it was a day into night takeover. And then when Printworks closed, we decided that we needed to change the format and go out on our own. So we moved from a 1-day, day into night takeover of one of London's most iconic clubs to a multi-day, multi-venue format. So yeah, that was our first year at the British Library last year. So now we've expanded that to 2 days of programming at that space. We also take over the Standard. We'll be doing some more industry mixer networking type stuff there in the evenings. And then Outernet, we worked with them last year. I think their whole thing is being an audiovisual space, and it's really beautiful to see like big artist-led AV shows in there. So we've got Ryoji Akita and Marcel Detman there on the Friday. So we were really happy with that last year, and we just knew we had to be back there. And then we decided, when we ended up booking Erica de Cassier, who's going to perform live, along with Mechatalk, who's also going to perform live, and then Kojak, who's a Irish rapper who's based in London. That was a really good fit for Earth because it has a bit more of a live, hybrid kind of dynamic, a bit different to what we would normally program. So we're really excited about that one. And then AVA has always been like about the rave at heart. So yeah, we just decided we had to do a show at the Cause as well. So we've got X Club, LSD XOXO, Marion Hawks, Juicy Romance, and a few other people there. So
that's going to be
it's going to be a busy couple of days.
And just going back to Hear It Out In It, I actually saw Kerry Chandler there maybe 3 years ago, and he had the soul singers from his tracks projected onto the visuals, and it was just the most amazing thing. I'd never seen that before. It was so cool. So that space really is very creative to kind of do what you want with it.
It's a lot of screen.
Yeah, and it's huge as well. It's massive. So cool. And then you mentioned earlier, but you've got some really huge headline names such as FKA Twigs, Annie Mac, Jada G, but also lots of emerging and also local talent curated on the lineups. Why has that always been something important from the start for AVA?
Yeah, I think something that's really core to AVA and always has been, particularly in Belfast with the festival and all of our programming, really is nurturing grassroots talent and diversity across that. So bringing through Irish people has always been important in Belfast, and then similarly London, you'll see that all the supporting acts are some of Ireland's most prominent DJs. And then with the conference, it's the same thing really. Like, we want, the real aim of this event is like to inspire, educate, and bring people together to share ideas. So it really is the perfect event for young people trying to get into music, or people developing, or people at the upper end of the industry as well.
So true. And then also, after speaking to Sarah last year, I know that diversity has always been really important, and looking at your lineups, that's something that each year you guys always get right. How do you make sure, and how are you conscious to get that balance right time and time again?
Again, I think it's just in our ethos. Like, everything we look at, you know, has to have that lens, and we're like, is this the right fit for AVA? Are we happy to put this forward as something that is representative of our core values? So that's just something that we do every day.
Yeah, love to hear it. And then how do the two events differ, the London and obviously the Belfast one, apart from the location? What kind of differs between those two events?
Totally different format and different time of year. AVA Belfast is the start of the summer in Belfast. It's a large open air festival, loads of massive stages, loads of headliners. It's really high energy from doors. It's just kind of like, people in Belfast call it techno Christmas, because people like come home to go to it.
That's amazing.
So yeah, AVA, it's kind of known for having that like iconic local crowd energy that it's kind of unmatched elsewhere. So that's always really fun, especially during the live event and in the content afterwards, to see how that comes up. It's what keeps people coming back. Then AVA London is grown into be something completely different. I think the core energy is there, but because we're in London, which is such a big cultural capital, we're kind of leaning more into different lanes of culture. So our programming is music, but we're also branching into film, visual art, and then trying to bring through people to deliver masterclasses and workshops that kind of nourish those pockets of the community. And there's a lot of overlap through audiovisual arts, which is again what we're all about.
Love that.
Yeah.
And what's the venue for the one in Belfast?
Titanic Slipways.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Sarah was saying last year that sounds amazing, especially at the start of summer. I bet that pops off there.
Yeah, you're right on the harbour. It's literally where the Titanic was like built, basically. You've got the huge Harland and Wolff cranes, which are pretty iconic and synonymous with Belfast, behind you, and then the Mourne Mountains across the water. And then yeah, we've been blessed with good weather the last couple of years, so touch wood, we get it again.
Hey, fingers crossed. And obviously the lineup for this year looks incredible for both, but are there any sort of personal highlights or anyone that you're super proud of booking in particular?
This year or last year?
Yeah, this year. Yeah.
Pretty excited to see Underworld come and talk
Yes.
about 30 years of Born Slippy. That track is 30 years old this May, which is mega.
That's wild.
It's like probably one of the most iconic rave anthems, and they don't do that much public speaking, so we're really happy about that. We're also really happy about Twigs. That's going to be amazing. She's having such a moment at the moment. There's a couple of other ones. There's one called Curating Contemporary Culture, which we're doing in association with Trippin, the culture and travel platform, and we've got a bunch of art curators from different London institutions. So we've got Bengi, who's the director of the ICA, we've got Eva Yeager, who's the one of the curators at Serpentine. And then we got Luke Kemp, who leads the immersive team at Barbican. And then Dr. Alima Gray, who runs House of Dread, but she also curated the Beyond the Baseline exhibition that happened at the British Library last year. So getting all those people in one room to talk about how you curate in contemporary culture in this day and age is just something, we're really, really happy to be able to present as part of what we do at AVA.
For sure. And then what about highlights over since you joined, so 2021? Have there been any highlights in the past that kind of spring to mind?
I think moving to the British Library last year was a huge unknown, and moving to that multi-format. Like previously we did it in partnership with Printworks and Broadwick, and this time it was just us. And being able to do that, come together with such a small team and create this event that really leveled up in the format and also the programming. We managed to get Charlie XCX and Brian Eno last year, which was huge.
That's mad.
And it just felt really right going to the new space, the way it all came together. And we managed to raise £19,000 for charity as well with Earth%, which is Brian Eno's charity. So that's something we're really proud of.
Yeah, that's huge. I feel like this space really does suit it. It's nice having all the different areas, and then also the Standard is such a beautiful building anyway, so that really works. Because I love Printworks as well. And I remember saying to Sarah, it was so weird being there in the daytime because I'd only been up there on night out, and you're there like sort of talking about, work stuff, like sober. And you're like, this is weird.
It's literally an old printing facility. It costs so much money to heat that place, and it's usually heated by 5,000 bodies dancing. So doing a daytime conference, I remember it being freezing. There, everyone's wearing like puffer jackets.
There was a moment in the panel where I was doing this with my feet. I couldn't feel my toes, but no, the new space is good, and also perfect for us at Voices because it's literally around the corner. No reason not to come. So that leads on to my next question. So I know that AVA has been called one of Europe's smartest young festivals by Resident Advisor. So if people from Voices are thinking of coming, maybe haven't got a ticket yet, why would you say that it would be beneficial to them to come along?
I think if you look at the programme, there really is something for everyone in there. There's lots of workshops designed for people who want to learn more about like mixing or mastering or visual arts, or just trying to get feedback on their own music. So anyone who's like an emerging artist, musician, DJ, or wanting to do more radio, AVA's the perfect place for you, really.
Yeah, we're definitely going to come down. We can't wait. And then what's the rest of the week looking like for you? So we're recording this on the Friday before. Have you got loads more to plan? Is it kind of all wrapped up and you're just waiting? How's it working for you?
Definitely not wrapped up. We've got the full schedule out, which we're really happy about. We're getting there. Back to the office after this to just put the finishing touches, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, well, thank you, Conor, once again, because I know you've been so busy. It's been great to chat. And just for those people that haven't got tickets, where can they grab a ticket on the website?
From our website, avafestival.com/London. All the information's there, and then all of our tickets are on Resident Advisor and Dice.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Conor, for swinging by.
Thank you.